Darren, point out the difference between a Google ad or being found organically.
Yeah, that's a great question. This is important because it determines the time the person spends in deciding whether to choose you or not. So let's say somebody types whatever they need. There are two ways you can show up. One is through a Google ad. Anybody can do it. You pay Google money, and for every click, you bid it, and then they show your ad, right? The second way is you show up without the ad. Now, the person who comes without the ad, we call it organic marketing, organic or SEO marketing. They spend an average of 90 seconds. The person who comes through ads spends an average of 15 seconds. And the reason the person who comes through an ad only spends 15 seconds is when they're clicking with doubt. So they're looking for a reason to get out of that website because they know somebody paid money to be there. So they're looking like, it's almost like, I'll stay as long as I don't disqualify you, meaning I don't find anything that tells me, oh no, it's not a good fit. But I'm looking for not a good fit when they come with an ad, which is why they leave in 15 seconds.
Well, for example, if Ford Motor Company says the F-150 pickup is the best truck in the world, we're suspicious of it because it's their truck.
Of course.
But if Consumer Reports says that the F-150, the Ford F-150 pickup ranked #1 of these 10 models, then we've got credibility associated with it.
100%. You hit it right on the head. So we as humans don't like, people promoting themselves. We don't trust that, as opposed to we trust when a third party.
There's an inherent distrust of ads.
Exactly, inherent distrust in ads. I mean, like we know that no ad is going to say we suck or we are, these are our weaknesses. They'll all say we are awesome, right? So we don't trust it. So it's really, really, really important. As step one, you show up and you show up organically, because now you have the full 90 seconds as opposed to the 15 seconds to convince them that you are the one who's right for them.
Now, this is worthy of an episode by itself, but in a Reader's Digest condensed version, how do you show up on page one organically?
Absolutely. And you're right. We could do a separate episode. I think we may have done one on this. So we'll put a link to that episode from the past Thriving Dentist episode. To show up in Google results, Google makes $207 billion from this very same ads we just talked about every single year. Now, Google does that by making sure only 5% of the websites and dentists, including websites, get all the free traffic. So if you are not in that 5% who gets all the free traffic, then you have to now pay money to Google. So the question really is, how do I get into the top 5% in Google's eyes? Google looks at 200 factors. We group them into like 5 to 6 big buckets. So in each bucket, if you're getting an A plus, all of the buckets. So imagine getting into the top dental school in the country. You need to get an A in every single thing that the dental school looks at. If you do, then the chance of you getting in are reasonable. Again, no guarantees, but there's a decent chance of getting in. The same thing with Google. Because Google Organic is free, you're not paying for it. They treat it like, the top dental school. You have to get an A in every one of those areas. To rattle off some of those areas: NAP, name, address, phone number consistency, Google Lighthouse, Google Eat, quality backlinks, original content, even Google reviews. So these are some of the things you just have to keep working on every day, every month to be in that 5% that get 95% of the free traffic.